The American Gold Eagle. Such a beautiful coin. Now, these American Gold Eagles are more expensive than some of the other coins, but are they worth the price? Well, I just bought about $50,000 worth of these just a few months ago. It was worth it for me when I bought these, but it doesn't necessarily mean it would be worth it right now. So let's discuss further. To start, the Eagle is going to be the easiest coin to sell, and it's going to get the highest premium back right there with the American Buffalo. But with that, they are more expensive, as I said to start out the video. Also, keep in mind that I live in the United States, which does make the Eagle and, of course, the Buffalo more attractive to me personally. Right now, the spot price of gold at the time I'm shooting this video is $2,030. And I'm going to talk about prices of different coins, and I'll always be referencing 1-ounce coins in this video. An American Gold Eagle is about $2,150 right now. The American Gold Buffalo is actually a little bit more expensive right now at about $10 more per ounce. And these are two of the more popular, actually, they're the two most popular coins in the United States, and they're always, well, not always, but they're usually within about $10 of each other, or they're the same exact price. But at this time, the Buffalo is just a little bit more expensive. Oh, hey, quick reminder, subscribe if you have not already. I know how much people listen when I say that it doesn't affect anyone, so I don't know why I remind you, but go ahead and subscribe. So let's compare these two coins to some other coins. Let's say like the Canadian Maple Leaf right now is about $2,120. And then the Gold Krugerrand is just about the same, $2,120. Then you can get Britannias for as low as like $2,100 right now. And I want to make something else very clear before I go any further. I'm an investment guy. I don't care one bit about the collectible aspect of gold coins or gold in general. I care about the profitability and the liquidity. Some people will spend thousands and thousands of dollars over spot price simply because of the collectability or the rarity of a coin. And although rarity is something that helps increase the value of something, it's not something I care as much about when it comes to investing in gold. I care about the gold content, not the rarity. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to be like my wife, and I'm going to contradict myself with my next statement. Because of the patriotic and kind of collectible appeal of the American Gold Eagle, I am willing to pay a little bit more for them. And I know what you're thinking. That makes no sense going off what you just said. Hence why I kind of sound like my wife right now. Kidding, honey. I love you. But look, the patriotic and the collectible appeal of the Eagles are so large that it makes them the most liquid coin in the United States. And I'm paying like $30 to $50 more per ounce, not hundreds or thousands of dollars more. So when it comes to this aspect, paying a little bit more is worth it to me. Again, if we're talking like, $100, $200 more per ounce, my answer would likely change. I personally believe that there's a low enough spread considering the high liquidity of the American Eagle. You need to decide this for yourself, whether it's worth it for you or not, but there's definitely a lot of other factors to consider. There is also the purity and then the composition aspect. So if you're not aware, the American Gold Eagles are 22 karat coins. That means that it has 91.6% gold content and then 8.33% alloy metals, 3% being silver, and then 5.33% being copper. The reason this is done is to make the coins more durable and scratch resistant. And most people don't realize that pure gold is actually pretty soft, so it's pretty easy to be scratched, dinged, dented, damaged, all the above. Now, even though a 22 karat coin is not pure gold, there is still 1 ounce of gold in this coin. It just has a little extra alloy metals in there to toughen it up. This is why 22 karat coins will be a little bit heavier than your 24 karat coins. The 24 karat coins are pure gold. So with this aspect, I personally like the 22 karat just a little bit better. I can actually handle my coins, right? And I don't have to treat them like they're a newborn child. Many people will keep their 24 karat coins in capsules and they don't really handle them. Now, personally, I don't care much about that. I actually have a bunch of my 24 karat coins that are not even in capsules because I simply don't care that much. I'll just kind of throw them in a bag and not think much about it, but most people do keep them in capsules. With this said, if you're someone who wants pure gold for whatever reason, which is totally fine, the American Eagle is probably not the right choice for you because it's not pure gold. You're going to want to go with another coin. Out of the other coins that I mentioned, the gold Krugerrands are also 22 karat like the Eagle, and then the rest are all 24 karat. And we're talking, the Maple Leafs, Gold Philharmonics, the Britannias, of course, the Gold Buffaloes, all 24 karat. If you're in the United States, the Buffalo is probably the coin that is definitely most similar to the Eagle. But of course, the major difference is that it is 24 karat instead of 22 karat. Now, the next thing that some people like the Eagle for, and the Buffalo at that, is that it does have legal tender status. For me, this is just symbolic because the face value on these and the Buffaloes are just $50, and the value of it far exceeds that. This is probably one of the things that adds to its liquidity because many people do like this aspect, but at the service, I could care less about this fact. Now, if the face value was more than the spot price of gold, sure, I'd care. But considering that the face value is like 40 times less, it means absolutely nothing to me. So some people are also willing to pay more over spot because of the design. And, I do really like the design of these and the Buffaloes and a ton of other coins. And I think that, the designs are a cool aspect of the coin, but it's not something that I would pay a lot more for per ounce. If design was the only aspect, I'd never pay like $30 to $50 more for Eagles just because they had cool designs. If that was the case, I'd just go with like a 1 ounce gold bar, which you can get for under $2,100. But again, the design aspect is part of what makes the gold Eagles more liquid, and people recognize these, right? If they see an American gold Eagle, they know what it is. So that makes the perceived value of them go up. So some people do pay more just for the design. Now, I appreciate the design, and I would maybe pay a very small amount for it, but not that much just for the design. The main reason I like the design is because of the added perceived value, which of course increases the liquidity. So when it comes down to deciding if American Gold Eagles are worth it or not, you really have to look at all these factors together and decide for yourself. For different people, different things are important, right? For me, again, it's mostly about profitability and liquidity. For you, it could be totally different. Maybe the design aspect alone is worth the extra money, and that's totally fine. Or maybe the collectability aspect alone is worth the extra money. Again, totally fine. For me, I'm personally willing to pay up to around 10% over spot for the additional benefits of the Eagles. At $2,150 on a spot price of $20.30, that's about a 9% spread. Though there are times when the spread gets too large and I wouldn't buy American Eagles. The best thing for you to do, in my opinion, is to look at the spot price of gold and just determine how much over you're paying, because the spreads can and do change. And remember, if you ever go to sell your American Eagles, they are going to be easier to sell in the United States especially. And you're going to get more money than you would for other coins. Well, except for Buffaloes, you're pretty much going to get about the same amount for those as you would for the Eagles. And, some of you may be thinking, well, gold is gold and it should all sell the same. But the truth is that's not necessarily the case. If you're in a down cycle especially, dealers are going to take coins like the American Eagles almost for sure. Same for the Buffaloes. Now, as for my stash, I have by far the most American Eagles, then followed by that by Buffaloes, and then after that, I just have a mix of a bunch of other coins. But when I bought many of my Eagles, I got them more around like 5 to 8% over spot price. And there's been times where they're like 15% plus over spot. I definitely would not recommend the Eagles or Buffaloes or any coins when they're that much over spot. So are the American Gold Eagles worth it? Right now, at the time I'm shooting this video, for me, I believe they are. But it's towing the line. It's towing the line to being not worth it. If they go up much more, then the spread is going to make it not worth it for me. Now, once they start going up is when I either start buying gold bars or other types of coins like the ones that I mentioned earlier. You just have to gather all the information that we laid out in this video and just decide if they're worth it or not for you at the current prices, whatever the prices are when you watch this video. But look, make sure you subscribe and give me a comment if you have anything to add. Let me know if I missed anything. Wouldn't surprise me if I did. I'm very forgetful. And we love to hear from you all, so make sure you leave a comment. Talk to you soon.